you was true to yourself. Like, you was very true about the company and everything, and they seen that in you. So it's just like even with like, you know, starting a business and being a co-owner of anything, like, or being the owner in general, you have to have that passion.
Oh yeah, passion will keep the company going. I do want to say though, I wouldn't say the product is the most important thing, but more the purpose of the product, right? Like,
right.
And if you know, sometimes you look at some companies and you're just like, wait, why are you doing this? And that really speaks to when something doesn't align with what the company was meant for. Like, let's see. Yeah, like when Dell started coming out with an MP3 player, it was better than the iPhone. I mean, than not the iPod, but the forgot the small one that it didn't even have a screen. It was just a little square with play buttons. But that first sort of iPod version, like, you gear it towards what a company does, and like they wanted to change the music industry, they did. But if you, as a company, don't have a reputation of just doing one thing, I think you run the risk of getting like that one thing just expires over time, right?
Right.
Whereas when you make your company a purpose greater than that, so like, I don't know, if Colgate was to make their mantra, hey, not just whiter teeth, but more confidence, they stop making 20 different toothpaste types and actually make, you know, what if toothpaste isn't the best way to make your teeth whiter, right? What if, you know, combining it with mouthwash or using this, or like they sort of take that step up instead of just making more things. And I think that's the most important thing. I haven't started a startup, but if you don't believe in what the product is trying to accomplish, then you won't care about the product either, right? Like, no one needs a super advanced computer to tell them how to recycle.
Right.
And there's no money in that, right?
Right. But if you believe, if you know the purpose of it, or you believe in it, like, you know, just like, for example, like, you know them little orange stuff that be on the little protective things that be on the highway. I didn't know it was a
Bob's cones or something.
Yeah, the dude, he's from here. Like, they say he's like a multi-millionaire. Just one day he was just like, I want to create something, you know, for like the safety of the highways. Like, this man is sitting on money in Western, but the idea at the time, they probably didn't believe in it, but they probably like, we gon' still try it because we see that it is
we want to make highways safe.
Yeah, we want to make highways safe, man. We see like the passion behind not just the product, but also like your purpose of creating it. So it's just, you know, it's just true what they say, man. Whenever you have something that you have going on, you just got to make sure that you love it, you know, in general, even through the bad days, you know, so.
Yeah, it's got to be something that gets you out of bed every morning.
Yeah, man. So, like, for the last question is, like, where do you see yourself 5 to 10 years from now?
I set a goal for myself to be a senior engineer 5 years out of college. So I got 3 more years to go, and then I'm coming up on a promotion or interviewing for some other companies now, actually. But I think in 5 to 10 years, I'll have started that company that I wanted to do. My goal is to be a very good engineer, and then either take a 2-3 year gap, start a company. If it blows up, it blows up. If it doesn't, I'll know either whether or not I want to continue starting companies or whether or not I want to go back into like a corporate job. And I'll make that decision then. There's no way, I don't know, especially with people like Gary Vee, everyone's sort of evangelizing this idea of entrepreneurs and stuff, but you don't know if you like it until you try it.
Right. I feel like with that, like I said, had this mindset where everybody can be entrepreneurs, but as I got older, and especially like you been around like friends and stuff, like it's not a lot of people, you know, even from knowing from family members, like it's just some people that just not meant to be entrepreneurs, not just because they don't meet the expectations, just that some of them just they just want to make 60, 70, 80, 90, $100,000 a year, and they don't want to do nothing else, you know, because being an entrepreneur is a lot of work, you know, it's a lot of sacrificing, it's just a lot.
Time, effort, stress, all those things, and it's exactly, but, you know, the beauty is, you know, one is not better than the other, you know, depends on what people want in life. I personally don't agree with the idea of working 40, 50, 60 years and then retiring.
Yeah, me either.
So I'm looking for some financial freedom to the point where I can say, hey, you know, I'm about to have a kid, I'm going to take 2 years off, or the freedom to where I can tell my company, hey, look, I'm going to take a 3-month sabbatical with no pay because I have other things financing my life. And then, you know, travel or something like that. So that's the type of life that I'm looking to live. Probably won't have that freedom when I start the business, but I'm trying to build both a portfolio in either real estate or whatever,
right?
Where I can have that lifestyle. And in addition, you know, I don't want to, be financially free. I think I set the goal of like 35 to 40. After 35, or once I'm 35, I want to be able to say to any job, hey, I don't like what I'm doing here, bye.
Right.
Or just that freedom to be selective, but I don't know, that's much earlier than what people think. You know, if you got to work 50 years to retire at 65.
No, you do not. But you know what it is, though, too? You know what it is? Especially, you know what? That's why, like real quick, like that's why I tell these kids younger than me, I'm like, man, listen, forget social media. Y'all got all these investing like programs, like apps that you could just put $5 and stuff. Like I always tell them, like, if I had that when I was in high school, I would have been a millionaire just off of investments and savings, like, cause you know. People are afraid, like, especially like the older people. They're like, why would you want to invest? Because in their mind, they thinking like you got to invest like hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars, and then like the kid, like the people around our age, even some even younger, they be like, why would I want to invest in that? Well, I can just use my money on this. I'm like, people are very scared of how their money will move, but I'm like, I rather my money move up and down than just spend it.
Than 0.1 or 0.01% in a savings account.
like in a savings account, or just spending it, and you never know when you gonna get that $50 or $60 or $200 or $500. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just. Like my best friend, like the one I was talking about earlier with the like he's a firefighter and stuff, but he's been like very, you know, proactive of like, you know, teaching kids on like investments and savings and things like that, but particularly investments. And I was telling him like that's a great thing to do because we was taught that, but we was taught more to save. We was taught more to save.
Yeah.
We wasn't.
Yeah. Save everything you can.
Yeah, and then you hear stories about like people actually, you know, when the stock thing crashed back in 2008, I believe, and like the smart people was buying the stock. So when it went back up, I think was it 2013 was some crazy number, and people made so much money. It was people that got lucky. They had like over hundreds of $1,000s in their stocks where they used some of that money for a down payment on a house. So I'm like, you can't always be afraid of I guess losing money. Come like if you want to gamble, to me that's the most legal way to gamble. But in that case, you know, because I just learned about dividends not too long ago, probably like maybe a few months ago. You still gonna get paid. You may not get paid like how you want, but you still gonna get paid. Like your money is creating more money for you. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, it's really interesting. You know, I come from a very humble background. My parents, none of them finished high school. Neither of them finished high school. You know, they ended up getting a GED and they have maybe a little bit of college, but neither me nor my brother really had any financial practice or I don't know, really knowledge given to us from them. And it's interesting because now, you know, I'm still a kid making a sizable amount of money, and I had to learn. And so, luckily, me and my brother both, we are learners. Like, we're not gonna just sit here and moan that we don't know how to do something. We're gonna figure it out.
right,
So between Googling, buying a couple books, reading them, like, you figure out, and then you realize, I don't know, some very simple things. Like, for any of your listeners, and any advice you want to give anyone ever, the lower you keep your cost of living, with the higher that you increase your income, whether it be from dividends, stocks, working harder, etc. That's like the difference between the cost of living and what you make is how fast you can retire.
right,
Period. Because even though, you know, me and my girlfriend together, me and my fiance together make a lot of money, right?
right,
She's a nurse, but we still, I mean, just downsized apartments because we didn't want to pay $23.50 for an apartment, so we downsized, right? Like, I don't know. There's a lot of things, and there are definitely some aspects where, like, yes, you need to spend the money on important things, but that priority. And ultimately, life is just about making priorities. You know, you can go to the gym, or you can stay home and study, or you can go watch Netflix or go watch a movie. It's all priorities, but especially I think when it comes to finances, that shift of mentality of like, hey, I need to save all this money.
right,
That's going to be depreciating in a savings account versus, hey, I'm saving this money because I want to buy a house and rent it out, because I want to put it into Microsoft stock, because I want to put it into Apple, et cetera, right?
right.
Yeah, it's a huge thing, and that's awesome that your boy's doing that, man. Teaching, I fucking love teaching, and especially investing for kids, or getting kids into that habit from a young age. Oof.
Yeah, man, because like you gonna start, you know, building. You gonna start creating. Because like it's not. people gotta realize it's not just building like an entrepreneurship mentality, you know. It's just about like, okay, my son, for example, if like whenever I have a son or a daughter, if they want to be doctors or lawyers or whatever, like I'm like cool, but at the same time, when they get to their age, they already gonna have the knowledge of, I know how to save, I know how to budget, I know I know when and when not to invest. I know everything about the terms of you know, like the business terms, negotiations and stuff like that. So like I want them to, even if they're working, probably like the like maybe from 23 to like 35 or something, at that time, between that time, I still want them to be like part owners of other things, you know, whether it's their own business or like have
get them financially educated, not just academically educated. And that's a big distinction, and I think it belongs in a lot more schools. Teaching kids how to, you know, we jump so deep into math, but we don't use math for the most practical thing of just teaching people how to manage their money.
Right, and I think I'm a person where I believe in college, but I always felt like they do have the